why is corporate culture so important to organizations and individuals? Let us just clarify first and define what is corporate culture, right? So I think corporate culture means like if you walk into a company, for example, or maybe just a community, when you walk into a community, a group of people, and then you will notice their pattern of behaviors, like it coincides, they're like doing the same thing, right? And that's kind of like how culture is, and it's embedded into like a group of people. So, and culture has the foundations of a culture, a company culture or community culture comes from the specific values that this group of people have. And it always starts from the top. It always starts from the top. So I think it's important to have corporate culture in organizations, and individuals maybe not so applicable, right? Because if you're alone, then you cannot exactly call that as a culture, but more of your character or your values. But as a group of people, it's important because one, it creates a certain image, it outside into the world. So when you have that kind of corporate culture, then people will tag that as your identity, if I can say it like that. Let me give an example. So let's talk about Google. So you know Google, right? Google, you know the website, and it has a lot of other products and services. And if you don't know yet, maybe you can do a little bit of research. But Google is very popular for creating an environment that is free, and you know the employees can actually choose they have flexibility in terms of their timing, and then they have, you know, like very good food, because the culture that the founders of Google wanted to instill was happiness. So what they believe is that for their employees to become very productive, they need to be happy first. And so that's why they created an environment of happiness. And if you go to a Google campus, then you will actually feel how open it is, you know, how good the setup is, the environment. And this is to create happiness in the environment, you know, for the employees. So that's kind of like one culture that we can talk about, right? So that's how they operate. Then another example would be, let's say, Tesla. So Tesla is completely different. So Tesla, what they have is that you need to work hard and work smart at the same time. So meaning you need to put in really a lot of hard work, but at the same time take care of yourself, not to get burned out. So it's kind of like your responsibility. And if you know Elon Musk, the founder of Tesla, it's how he operates. So he really works very hard. He works like a lot of hours, more than, you know, like I think he mentioned in one interview he worked hundreds of hours per week, something like that. So it's kind of like from Elon Musk, then he flowed into the company culture. So that's kind of like two examples of different company cultures from two different companies, but it becomes kind of like their identity and their image, right? So a company culture can become your image. And when your company culture and image is very clear, then what happens is number two, it attracts certain types of employees. So those employees who would love to have that kind of, you know, like lifestyle while working, that kind of environment while working, then it actually attracts those kind of talent, those type of people. And not only that, when they go in, they actually stay longer as well inside the company. So that's why it's important to have that company culture. So if the company culture is also not good, then what happens is that, you know, employees would just leave. You know, they won't stay. they won't like their experience and they will just leave the company. So that's how important company culture is. So thank you for that question. What's the difference between mindset coach and life coach? Maybe I start explaining a life coach first, then that will be easier. When we talk about coach here, we are actually talking about someone who is helping another person or maybe a group of people in their personal development per se. So it's kind of like the coach that we are talking about. And because there's so many coaches now out, there's the sports coach, there is like finance coach, there is like so many coaches, and then people just use coach to label themselves. And so I think a lot of people get really, really confused. And so it doesn't matter. I think for me, as long as these people can help other people, then it's fine. But ultimately, what we are going to be talking about here, like a proper coach. So a proper coach, when I say a proper coach, meaning they have the skills to help someone get from where they are right now to where they want to get to. So I think that is the primary job of a coach. And of course, this is considering that this person is struggling to get to that place, right? So that's the primary role of a coach. So a life coach, just like what it says, life, meaning this coach tackles a lot of areas in life. So if you think about it like a doctor, there are specialist doctors, and then there is a general practitioner, right? So those are the doctors that can really assess like a more generic way, like look at what are your symptoms and then they recommend, right? So they don't specialize. So a life coach is someone like that. So they have the tools, they have the knowledge, and they have the skills in order to assess basically different areas of your life. A life coach can assess, let's say, for example, whatever is happening in your relationship, or maybe in your finance, in your business, in your own personal development, or your spirituality. So different areas of your life, they have the tools to help you with that. So it's really, really more generic, and in a sense, in a like overview scale. Then there are a lot of different coaches that specializes in different areas. So there are relationship coaches, there are life purpose coaches, there are self-love coaches, there are mental health coaches, and so on and so forth, right? So each area, so there's a finance coach, there is like career coach. So it's just that these coaches starts to specialize and really, really just focus on a specific area, compared to a life coach who is more generic, right? So that kind of like the main difference. Now, a mindset coach, why I chose mindset, and although I help specifically entrepreneurs, like people who wants to start their own business or have started their business. And the reason why I chose mindset coach is because the tools that I have and the training that I have, I'm a professional coach, meaning I am a certified coach, meaning I'm certified under international body, which is the ICF. And then I had proper training and like hundreds of hours of practice and really coaching actual people, actual clients, paying clients before I got to to that level of being a professional coach. So this is the kind of coach that I'm talking about, right? Not just anyone who labeled themselves as a coach. So based on my training, I work a lot on the mind, like your beliefs and like your blind spots, like your attitude, your mindset, which is kind of like the base of yourself. And when we work on that, when that changes, or when that becomes better, the mindset, then it affects your behavior, and then therefore it will affect your results in life. So that's the main difference. So again, let me summarize that into like a few sentences. So a life coach is more generic. So basically, like me, I have the tools and capabilities to life coach someone. and it's before I, zoom in. And then, so that's kind of like an overview. And then a mindset coach with me is focused on helping someone when it comes to their mind, to their mindset, attitude, their beliefs, and all these things. I also have skills to clear trauma, to clear past, like ickiness or like things that happened in your past that you might have forgotten, or maybe you don't want to tackle them. I have skills and tools to handle those as well. So that is kind of like the main difference. So I hope that is clear for you. So life coach, bigger picture, and then a mindset coach is more like niche. So I'm just focusing on the mind and the beliefs. So that's why I label myself as a mind coach.
Oh, hey there. If you like this video, please like, share, and subscribe. And remember to click the bell button so you get updated of the new videos. See you in the next one.